Heart disease is the leading cause of death worldwide, and one major contributor might be lurking in your kitchen right now. But here's the twist. You probably don't even know it's there. This silent assassin has been hiding in plain sight for decades, sneaking into our food supply and wreaking havoc on our hearts. But what is this mysterious culprit, and why is it so dangerous? Before we reveal the identity of this stealthy killer, let's set the stage. Imagine a substance so insidious that it can simultaneously raise your bad cholesterol and lower your good cholesterol. A substance that food manufacturers have been sneaking into our diets for years, all in the name of convenience and profit. Sound like something out of a health horror movie? Well, buckle up, because this is very real. Now you might be thinking, come on, if it was that bad, surely we'd know about it by now. And that's where things get interesting. You see, this substance was once hailed as a miracle of food science. It was cheaper than traditional fats, had a long shelf life, and could be used for frying without smoking. Perfect for mass-produced foods, right? Companies started using it in everything from baked goods to fried foods. By the 1950s, it had become a staple in the American diet. But here's where the plot thickens. By the 1990s, researchers started sounding the alarm about the health risks of this substance. But despite mounting evidence, it took years for regulatory action to catch up. The food industry, unsurprisingly, pushed back hard. They argued that removing it would be too costly, and that alternatives might not be any healthier. Sound familiar? It's a script we've seen play out with other harmful substances, from tobacco to lead in gasoline. So what is this mysterious substance that's been quietly damaging our hearts for decades? Drumroll, please. It's trans fats. Now, before you scroll down or switch to another video, hear me out. This isn't just another boring health lecture. This is a story of unintended consequences, industry cover-ups, and a ticking time bomb in our food supply. And the best part? You have the power to protect yourself and your loved ones. Let's start with a quick chemistry lesson. Trans fats are a type of unsaturated fat with a specific molecular structure. They occur naturally in small amounts in some animal products. But the real trouble comes from artificial trans fats. These are created through an industrial process that adds hydrogen to liquid vegetable oils to make them more solid. The result? Partially hydrogenated oils that are cheaper, last longer, and give food a desirable taste and texture. But here's the kicker. These artificial trans fats are like a double agent in your body. They raise your bad, LDL, cholesterol, and lower your good, HDL, cholesterol. It's like they're playing both sides, but you're the one losing. This deadly combination increases your risk of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Some studies even suggest that trans fats may increase inflammation in the body, potentially contributing to other chronic diseases. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but surely this problem has been solved by now. Well, not quite. While regulations have tightened in recent years, there are still loopholes that allow trans fats to sneak into our food, and in many parts of the world, they're still widely used. But don't worry, I'm not just here to scare you, I'm here to empower you. Because once you know what to look for, you can protect yourself from this silent killer. And trust me, the detective work involved in tracking down trans fats can be surprisingly interesting. For example, did you know that your favorite microwave popcorn might be harboring a secret stash of trans fats? Or that the creamy texture of your coffee creamer might come at a cost to your heart health? And don't even get me started on frozen pizzas. That convenient weeknight dinner might be hiding a heart-harming surprise. But here's where it gets really interesting. The story of trans fats isn't just about food science or nutrition. It's a window into how our food system works, how public health policies are made and sometimes delayed, and how we can all play a part in creating a healthier food environment. So, are you ready to dive deeper into this culinary mystery? Are you prepared to become a food label detective and uncover the truth about what's really in your diet? And most importantly, are you ready to take control of your heart health and potentially add years to your life? If you've made it this far, I'm guessing the answer is yes. So let's embark on this journey together. How can you protect yourself from this silent killer? First, become a label detective. Look for partially hydrogenated oils in the ingredient list. That's code for trans fats. Be especially wary of processed foods, baked goods, and fried foods. These are the usual suspects when it comes to trans fat content. But here's where it gets tricky. Even if a product claims 0 grams trans fat, it might still contain small amounts. This is due to a loophole in labeling regulations. Foods can be labeled as having 0 grams of trans fat if they contain less than 0.5 grams per serving. That might not sound like much, but it can add up quickly if you're not careful. Let's talk about some specific foods to watch out for. Microwave popcorn has been a major source of trans fats in many diets. Those convenient bags often contain partially hydrogenated oils to give the popcorn that buttery flavor and texture. Frozen pizza is another common culprit. The crust often contains trans fats to improve texture and shelf life. And don't forget about coffee creamers. Many non-dairy creamers contain trans fats to mimic the creamy texture of real dairy. But it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is that many food manufacturers have reformulated their products to remove trans fats, and there are plenty of healthier alternatives you can choose. Instead of processed snacks, opt for whole foods like fruits, vegetables, and nuts. When cooking at home, use liquid vegetable oils like olive oil instead of solid fats. Now, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. The trans fat saga is a perfect example of how our food environment can have a massive impact on public health. It's estimated that banning trans fats could prevent 20,000 heart attacks and 7,000 deaths from heart disease each year in the U.S. alone. That's a staggering number of lives that could be saved by removing one ingredient from our food supply. But here's the kicker. While the U.S. and many other developed countries have taken action against trans fats, they're still widely used in many parts of the world. The World Health Organization has called for a global elimination of industrially produced trans fats, but progress has been slow in many countries, particularly in the developing world where regulations are often less strict. But let's be real, changing an entire food system isn't easy. It takes time, effort, and often faces significant pushback from industry interests. We've seen this play out with other public health issues like tobacco control and sugar reduction. So what can you do? First and foremost, take control of your own diet. Read labels, choose whole foods over processed ones, and be mindful of what you're putting into your body. But don't stop there. Use your voice and your wallet to push for change. Support companies that have eliminated trans fats from their products. Remember, heart disease doesn't develop overnight. It's the result of years of small decisions and exposures. Every time you choose a trans fat-free option, you're taking a small step towards better heart health. It might not feel significant in the moment, but over time, these choices add up. In the end, the story of trans fats is a reminder that what's convenient or profitable isn't always what's best for our health. So the next time you're at the grocery store or ordering food, take a moment to think about trans fats. They might be invisible, but their impact on your heart health is very real. By making informed choices, we can all play a part in defeating this silent killer. After all, when it comes to your heart health, every little bit counts. So keep your eyes open, your labels read, and your heart healthy. Because in the end, your health is in your hands. And now that you're armed with knowledge about trans fats, you're already one step ahead in the game of heart health. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to like this video, share it with friends and family who might benefit from this information, and subscribe to the channel for more content on health and nutrition. Together, we can spread awareness and make healthier choices. Stay curious, stay healthy, and remember, when it comes to your food, what you don't know can hurt you. But knowledge, that's the ultimate heart protector. See you in the next video.